Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting, back again today with another project video for you. Show you how I made my card. This is the card we'll be working on today. It was a card I made for a challenge which was about rainbow colours. So as you can see, I've used a range of our colours. I love this rainbow pattern. Those colours make me so happy. And I've used Melon Mambo, Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Bermuda Bay and Gorgeous Grape as my combination of colours on this card. I'm going to show you how I made the card, but I'm going to go with a different selection of colours today. We're going to do it in greens and blues, which might be more suitable for a male card. So I'm going to put that one to one side, and I'm going to come in with my card blank. This is my card blank. This is my normal size card blank that I use. It's half a sheet of A4, so A4 would be like that. Cut it in half. So this side measures just less than 15 centimetres, about 14.8, and across here it's 10.5 centimetres. If you're working in inches, and I score, so this is 21 centimetres and I score at 10.5. And if you're in inches, it's 8 1/4, 6 inches and scored at 4 1/8. So that's my card blank. I'm then taking a panel which needs to be eventually the same length as the card, so 14.8, but I've made mine a little bit oversized because I like to line it up and then trim it so that it's exactly level, and it's 6.5 centimetres wide, and I haven't actually done the inches, so let's see how wide it is here. It is about 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches wide. So I'm just going to take my Tombow. I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper to glue on, because otherwise the glue goes all over my my grid paper and makes it sticky when I'm working. So just squeeze some Tombow out on here. It's quite difficult to squeeze this one. I think it must be coming to an end. I do use it an awful lot, Tombow. It's such a great glue. I really love it. There we go. Oh. And I'm going to line this up, overhanging both ends, and try and get it in the centre of my card, like so. Can you see that? So I've lined it up. If you're not sure that you can get it in the centre of your card, then you could, actually that's not straight. That's the nice thing about Tombow, is you can reposition if you need to. Is that straighter? That's a bit straighter, that's better. You can reposition, and if you get a bit on your cardstock like I have there, if you just take a normal eraser, you can rub it off, which is brilliant. Just makes it a little bit marked up there. Just use an eraser and rub it off. There we go. Now I'm going to put two. Now it looks on my card like I've mounted this white bit on a panel of Melon Mambo, because I didn't want to waste that much card. I just cut two little narrow strips to go down the side. So I'll show you how I did it on my trimmer. You take your card, line it up with the cutting edge there where the blade is going to go, and then see where it lines up here, and mine is at 6.2 centimetres there, and I know that I want my strip to be 3 centimetres, so I'm going to move this one by 3 centimetres, so I'm measuring from here rather than here, and then, oh, moved it, that's better, there you go, and then you can, and you get a 3 centimetre strip, which is a nice easy way to do it. I don't really need to do that because I'd already done my strips. So I'm going to take some glue. Now I'm going to use my usual thing. I've put some Tombow in the, just put the lid on the Tombow here. I've put the some Tombow in the lid here because I like to work with a cocktail stick for little narrow pieces. It means that you can get it quite thin, because I don't like when I can see lots of glue, and sometimes the nozzle of the Tombow, although it's quite fine, it's not quite fine enough, so I work with cocktail sticks quite a lot of the time. It's a trick I learnt from quilling. I'm a quiller as well. I make quilled cards, and I learned that trick from quilling, to just put it on the plate. There we go, there's one, and then just do the other one. So it looks like you've used a big piece of card to mount this on, but actually you've cheated and only used a tiny sliver, and I think that's good thrifty crafting. I'm nothing if not a thrifty crafter. I hate wasting anything. So it looks like we've got a mat of Bermuda Bay, but actually we've just got 2 little thin strips. And then of course they're overhanging here, so what we're going to do is we're going to come in with our scissors and we're going to trim off the excess, so lining up your blade against the card so that you can get a nice crisp edge there which fits perfectly. I don't think anything looks worse than when you're trying to get a panel the same size and it's slightly out. I like my things to look very professional. I have shops on Etsy and Folksy where I sell cards, and I like to pay attention to the details on those. Right, there we are. So that's our card. Now, in order to line all these, now I've cut my happies out, die cut them, so I'm using the Well Written set, which coordinates with the Well Said set. So the Well Written is the dies, all of these word dies and some other bits and pieces. There's lots of some other bits and pieces as well. A very valuable set. I think it's going to be really useful. I've just taken the happy, so that if I show it that way around, and I've cut it out of 6 different colours, not like a rainbow like I said before. I have cut it out of, oh, what colour is that? That might be mint macaron, I think, lemon lime twist, coastal cabana, balmy blue, granny apple green and Bermuda Bay. And I'm going to mount those. Am I going to do from dark to light to green, like so, like something like that. And I need space at the bottom. I need to know that I've got space at the bottom to put birthday, because I just used one of the stamps from the Well Said set to put birthday. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to measure, and I'm going to measure 2 centimetres, or what would 2 centimetres be? It would be 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to measure at intervals. I'm not going to do it on where I'm going to stick, I'm going to do it on the outside borders. So I'm going to measure 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and again 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So if you're working in Imperial, you just need to add on 3/4 of an inch each time. Then I'm going to take a piece of this, which is post-it tape. So it's got the non-permanent sticky on the back of tape. I find it really useful for lining things up. So then you can line this up against the pencil dots, and you can stick your first word down. So I'm going to take my cocktail stick, roll it round in the glue, and then just tap, and it will catch enough places. And this I find is the quickest way. You can also use a sponge, but this way works for me. And I'm going to place that. Oh, now I know what I was going to do first. Just take that off for a minute. I'm going to put a strip of post-it tape down the other side as well, because if you look at my previous card, they started moving over that way slightly. So they started off, but it's not a straight line down here. And like I say, I'm a bit of a stickler for perfection, so I want it to be straight. So I'm going to put a strip of fix-it tape down there when I now can't see my pencil markings, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. There, so I can put this starting there, so it marks where the beginning of the happy needs to go. So that's one. And if you whip it off quickly, the letters won't stick to the tape. I'm going to have to lift that up to position again. Should have done the marks after I'd positioned that other bit of tape, but still. Right, which one am I going to do next? I'm going to do Coastal Cabana next. So I'm going to glue all these on as quickly as I can so you don't get too bored. Don't know whether any of you saw my blog post from yesterday, but I did a blog post about a new product that's coming. So we're just going to stick this one in as well. Line it up to the tape on the side there, and then line it across like that. Hopefully this one will be straighter. Yeah, I know I did a blog post about a new product that's coming, which is called Everything Rosy, which is a really lovely suite of products, and you get everything in it. It's quite pricey, it's £74, but it's got the potential to make loads and loads of cards. I think it will be really popular. So, and it's only going to be available for May, and us demos can't order it early, so we're in the same position as you, that if we want it, we've got to get it as soon as it goes on sale on the 1st of May. And I will be putting an order in, so if you wanted me to order it for you, if that was the only thing you wanted to order, wherever you are in the country, I could always order it for you and send it to you for oh, that previous one doesn't look very straight here. Don't think I've stuck that one on straight, never mind. I could always send it to you for £3 postage instead of the £4.95 you'd have to pay if you order it direct from Stampin' Up. So if that's something you'd be interested in, let me know and I can add your kit to the order when I do mine. Right, so no, that Coastal Cabana one doesn't look straight. What was I doing when I was doing that? Doesn't look as if I've stuck it on very straight. Then next one, so we've got 3 down, 3 to go. Do this one. Lemon Lime Twist is this one. This one was Granny Apple Green. This one is Lemon Lime Twist. This is a colour I'm going to miss so much when it goes. I've loved Lemon Lime Twist. I hope it's one of the ones that they'll bring back. They do bring back some of the in colours sometimes and put them in the proper families. I'm really hoping that this one will be one. The other one I really like was Sugar Plum Pink. Sweet Sugar Plum, I think it was called, a lovely dusky pink, but there's a very similar in colour this time. There's Rococo Rose, I think it's called, and it looks to me like it's a very similar colour to Sweet Sugar Plum, so I'm really pleased about that. Right, this is going well, apart from my little blooper with the Coastal Cabana one. Yeah, no. This post-it tape is also really useful. I recommend. I got it from Amazon. And it's useful for all sorts of things because you can just position it and it helps you line things up, and then it just comes off just like a post-it note, so it's perfect. Right, so we've got this one, and lastly one more to do, and there. And then we've just got to do a little bit of stamping and our card is finished. I really love all these greens and blues together. I don't know if you saw my Woodwords project a few weeks ago. I did some thank you cards for my customers in all these shades, and I really loved them, which is why I decided to use them again today. And I thought this might be a bit more of a male-ish card. I struggle to have cards ready for men in my family, so having a card that might be okay for a man would be great. Right, there we go. So we can take off the washi tape, and that's much straighter. Probably a bit too far over there all the way down, I think, but hey ho, you live and learn. Okay, I can come back with my eraser and just rub out my pencil marks now, and just very quickly take a little bit of Whisper White, and somewhere I've got the stamp, there we go, and I've got a birthday stamp here with Memento ink. Just stamp on here, and rather than fiddling around with a trimmer or anything, I just trimmed it by hand. So just there, just with scissors there. You could of course stamp straight onto your card if you wanted to, if you didn't want to trim it on to put it on a panel. There we go. So a little bit of glue on the back, and that's our card finished. So if you've enjoyed this project and think you might like to see me making more cards, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel below. You can also click on the bell, and that will mean you'll get a notification every time I post. Or you can go to my blog and subscribe to my blog you can get email notifications of my blog, and then all my videos are on there so you wouldn't miss one. So there we go, there's my green and blue version of my card, and there's my rainbow version. Wonder which one you like best. But that's it from me today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks very much. Bye bye.